So let's talk about blood pressure cuffs. There's so many. And it's kind of hit or miss as to what are the best blood pressure cuffs to use. If you're running a school and you have to buy lots of blood pressure cuffs, I would say get the cheapest ones you can. Funny thing is with the cheaper ones, they have a tendency to last longer. So let me give you some of my feedback on this. I took out some of these blood pressure cuffs from the drawer that we've been using for a long time. Luminoscope. I know that comes in backwards. Dixie. I like Dixie. I like Dixie because they come in so many pretty colors. This is a Dixie. I don't know if you can see it. It's got our name on it, PCT, so people don't take it. But Dixie, we did Luminoscope. There's Paramed. Again, that's backwards. And this has the metal piece that you put inside, the metal piece that's inside. So when you wrap it around the arm, you can gauge the width. And Primacare. So I just pulled these out at random, and I wanted to see the mercury dial, because that's how I usually tell whether or not a stethoscope blood pressure cuff is still usable. I would like to say something about stethoscopes. This is a single lumen stethoscope. You can get these just about anywhere, and they're really quite inexpensive. I've seen them anywhere from $5 to $10. It has just the diaphragm, no bell. Let's not even get into the ears of the stethoscopes. They can be quite bothersome. These don't feel too bad though. They're not hard plastic really like the other ones. I would say if you're starting out with blood pressure cuffs, get a single lumen, especially when you're trying to hear. And the reason I say that is because when you use a double lumen, which they're really pretty, and again, they come in all different kinds of colors. This is, I don't know, I think this is a Dixie. And it has the diaphragm, and then again, it's got the bell. When you're first starting to learn blood pressure, you have to focus on the sounds. And when you have a double lumen, even if they're have a band to keep the lumens together, sometimes they have a tendency to knock against themselves, and that can almost sound like another heart, another cortical sound. So I tell students when they first start using blood pressure cuffs to get the single lumen. I used a single lumen all the way through nursing school, and I actually used a plastic one. I used to sit with the stethoscope on people's chests, and they'd say, "Am I still alive?" I'd say, "Yeah, I'm just having a hard time hearing. Bear with me a moment." It was hard. It was hard to hear, but I did get sounds. I did get bowel sounds. I got heart sounds. I was able to get all the sounds that I needed. And in the nursing school, they tell you, well, they told us when we first were accepted, the president of nursing at the time said nobody get themselves a really expensive stethoscope. I thought to myself, why is she saying that? Why not go on, get accepted to nursing school? Definitely go get yourself the most expensive stethoscope you can find. But the purpose in what she was saying meant that most of you aren't going to pass. That was a hard pill to swallow. So I got the cheapest one I could find. And then when I graduated nursing school, I got the most expensive one I could find, which was a rhythmic cardiology. Anyways, back to the discussion on blood pressure cuffs. So the thing of it is, you gauge a blood pressure cuff its use. I mean, stethoscopes are always good, right? But you gauge a blood pressure cuff from its use based on the, I don't think anyone used this one. This is the, what is this? Luminoscope. So we've had this for a minute. Look at the mercury dial. Let's take a look. I want to show you something. This will tell you whether you keep it or you throw it away, because I don't know anybody who's going to come down and calibrate your blood pressure cuffs for you. I mean, I know they do. But take a look at this mercury dial. I'll try to hold it up. Do you see how the mercury dial is right still within the little rectangle at the bottom? You see that? Even if there's no air in it, it has to be in the rectangle. It has to be, it's almost right in the middle, right? This indicates that this is going to work. This is going to give you a good blood pressure. It's going to give you an accurate blood pressure if you can hear the cortical cells. This tells you whether or not you can use a blood pressure cuff or not. I'll give you another example of one that is not calibrated. This is our Dixie. Take a look at this. All right, I'm going to hold this up. You see how that's on the cusp? Let's see, get a better, clearer picture. You see how it's almost off the side of the rectangle, the mercury dial? I can't use this. I'm going to throw it away. There's no air in it. Typically, if there's air, you can mash the air out. You never mash the air out on somebody's arm, but you can kind of fold it and mash the air out like that once it's off their arm. That should recalibrate it. If it doesn't, well, then you need to throw it out. Oh, here's one. What is this? I'm glad I pulled this out. Primacare. Let's take a look. Not good. This is really, really off. You see that? You see where the dial is, and you see where the rectangle is? Yeah, can't use this either. Throwing it out. All right, good to go through these. So that kind of tells you what stethoscopes or what blood pressure cuffs you can use. That's how you know they're still good. If you can troubleshoot and actually get these to, I think there's like a screw on the bottom. I just don't have the patience. But if you can do that, sometimes you can calibrate them. You know, you can actually do that. But this is a luminoscope. I'm going to keep this one as well as the stethoscope. That works. I have, let's see what else I have here. This is a Paramed. I'm not real familiar with this brand. Make sure there's no air in it. Squeeze the air out. All right. This is for a 22 to 42 inch arm. Let's see what we got. Take a look. It's still within the rectangle, right? That's good. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep the Paramed. I want to make sure I say that right. I'm going to keep the Lumiscope. And I would say that any blood pressure kit that you get, don't go real expensive unless you're doing it. You're doing home care and you have to have a really reliable blood pressure cuff. I would have probably 2 or 3 just to be on the safe side. If you're going to buy a blood pressure cuff, I mean, all are good. You're going to have a hit and miss no matter what you buy. I would technically say get whatever you like. If you're going to be buying blood pressure cuffs for students, however, sorry, in that case, I would go cheap. go cheap. It's not gonna, you know, even if they go bad, it's not a total loss. If you're buying them for the students, they'll appreciate it, and do get the single lumen. Single lumen versus double lumen for beginners is not a good idea. You want to definitely get your beginner students a single lumen. This way they can focus on the cortical sounds, and any other sounds will be extraneous. Double lumen, they're gonna hear these knocking against one another, the tubes. And when that happens and you're listening to it, you know, you may think it's an extra sound or something to that effect. Even though they're pretty, they're so pretty. They come in so many different colors, especially Dixie. Dixie's got like all kinds of colors, pink, blue, red. I really like the Dixie colors. I do. So really, that's my take on blood pressure cuffs. I hope it helped. And yeah, cheers. Happy Sunday.